British are coming! The British are coming! Welcome to Road Trip. I'm Derek Smith. We're in Boston. We're here in Boston Harbor. Behind me is Old Ironsides herself, the USS Constitution, the oldest American warship afloat. Now, Boston is the largest metro in New England, and it was here that the first thoughts of American independence started to take shape. It was also here where the original forms of American cookery were being developed and have actually carried through to today. Some of those techniques that they used back then was the single pot method, which you'll find today in Yankee pot roast, chicken pot pie, or a boiled dinner, which is essentially corned beef that's been boiled for 3 hours, and then you start adding your vegetables. First turnips and onions, then potatoes and carrots, and then finally your cabbage, all in one pot, because that's what they had to work with back then. But also they had to work with what they had in the area as far as ingredients were concerned. Corn, beans, that sort of thing. Being on the Atlantic coast, you'd also find a lot of seafood available, anything from oysters, shrimp, clams, etc. So you start seeing things like oysters on the half shell, New England clam chowder, and even cioppino, which a lot of people think of San Francisco when they think of cioppino, but it was actually originated here. Now, cioppino is a dish that's made up of clams, crabs, shrimp, scallops, and a white fish like halibut, and it's all cooked together in a red sauce, and it originated right here in the Boston area. Additionally, due to the heritage of the people at the time, the Pilgrims, that's where we still have Thanksgiving dinner. So we had a roasting technique that developed here for turkey, chicken, and other meats. As far as vegetables are concerned, there was a lot of corn, beans, root vegetables, which were great because root vegetables didn't need to be preserved at all. They could keep just sitting out, but then they also would start to use maple glazing on their vegetables to give that extra bit of flavor. And maple, of course, is another local ingredient that's found in the area. Now, talking about the maple, and you put that together with the beans and some other ingredients, and you got Boston baked beans. So that's something that managed to find its way into modern cuisine. But some of the major techniques of the time that added a lot of flavor to the food were out of necessity, and that was because they needed to preserve the food. Salting, drying, smoking, curing, brining, all these different techniques that they had to use to preserve the food to last through the winter months so they have something to eat. And that also gave it all that extra flavor. Now, with all of those different cooking techniques and ingredients that were available at the time, and they have found their way into a modern American cuisine, you can really see how the heritage of American cookery begins right here in the Boston area. We're here at the Union Oyster House, the country's oldest restaurant in continuous operation since 1826, and owned by a Norwich alum, my first alma mater. Now, today on Culinary Corner, we're going to talk about clam chowder. You can't come to Boston without having New England clam chowder. And it's not New England clam chowder unless it has bacon, potato, and cream. So here's the recipe, and it's really a lot easier than you think. All you're going to do is take your small diced bacon and you're going to fry it up in a pan. Get it nice and crispy, take the bacon out, let it sit on a paper towel to drain. But leave the fat in the pan. You're going to take some small diced onion and you're going to sweat them right there in the bacon fat. At that point, you're going to add in your potatoes and enough clam broth just to cover the potatoes, and you're going to bring that to a simmer until the potatoes are fork tender. At this point, go ahead and add your clams and simmer for about 5 more minutes, and that'll let the clams cook through. At that point, you add your cream, just bring it back up to a good and uniformly hot all the way through, but don't bring it to a boil because you'll scorch the cream. And that's all there is to it. You're ready to serve. But remember, you can't have New England clam chowder unless you have your oyster crackers. That's today on Culinary Corner. And now it's time for my tip of the day, and we're going to talk about cooking shrimp. And it's a real easy tip. When you're cooking shrimp and you're sauteing in the pan, when it gets to C, it means it's cooked. When it gets to O, it means it's overcooked. So you don't want it to close up on you because then it's going to get tough and rubbery. So there's my tip of the day on cooking shrimp. Behind me is Quincy Market, one of the steps of Faneuil Hall, a meeting hall where such patriots as Samuel Adams gave speeches advocating American independence. This has been Boston, and we'll see you next time on Road Trip.